We're going to get dense population in a minute. There's going to be plenty of people to ask. Businessmen here, you probably don't know. Excuse me, sir. Do you know who Deontay Wilder is? No. Okay, thank you.
7-1.
Keep up, guys. Excuse me, you ever heard of Deontay Wilder?
What?
Deontay Wilder?
No, I don't know what it is. No,
No,
I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. Oh, this is getting really outrageous. You could not walk anywhere in England and ask who Tyson Fury is and who would not know.
9-1.
Should we get the people with the coffees, or?
Yeah, why not?
Or... yeah, which way then? We'll leave it up to Paris. Which way?
There's a big shopping market, the Whole Foods market.
Oh, Whole Foods, that way.
I think you know where that video is going, right? You know, I don't even know where to start. For one, this is not an excuse for Anthony Joshua to not fight Deontay Wilder because this fight is not selling tickets well. It's not an excuse. However, I do feel that Deontay Wilder should take 30%. And 20% is just disrespectful to the sport. It's never been like that in history where a boxer has taken 20%. It's never been like that. But we are now 4 or so days away from the fight. What is it? No, it's Wednesday. Right now it's actually 5:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, November the 28th, Wednesday, 2018. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. It's fight week. The press conference we're going to be streaming here. It's at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we got a long day here. Hopefully the press conference is not cringy like, you know, the second one. I like the first press conference, the one, I like the BT Sport press conference, actually. Not the LA or the New York one too much. But nonetheless, we're here to talk about tickets once again. But not only that, not just to look at the tickets and critique them. See, in my ticket sales videos, we're not saying, oh, Wilder's a bum and he shouldn't be asking Anthony Joshua for this. I'm questioning why they aren't selling. And the fact that I'm going to call it out because obviously there's frustration on our part because what is the part of the media? What are they doing outside of also bashing Anthony Joshua to sell this fight? It hasn't worked. If you've noticed, to the people who've been watching my videos, it's been difficult, but I have been doing my best up until now to not mention that man's name because he has nothing to do with this fight. I do feel that Anthony Joshua holds the keys. He is the #1 heavyweight in the world. He is number 2. And Eddie Hearn will tell you this. I don't have time to go fish out the interviews from the Boxing Voice or IFL or Fight Hub. But Eddie Hearn will tell you the same thing. Canelo is globally massive. Anthony Joshua is number 2. Don't be confused. Anthony Joshua can come over here right now to Los Angeles and he would have very big issues, just like Tyson Fury walking down the street asking, who is Deontay Wilder? They don't know who Tyson Fury is. Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn, Matchroom Boxing, they're seeing this and they're saying, you know, it's iffy to bring Anthony Joshua over to the United States. You think they're not seeing this? They don't want this to happen to Anthony Joshua. He come over here walking around. People don't know who he is. I would listen. I don't see Anthony Joshua fighting over here for another 2 years plus. I'd be shocked. But however, with that Matchroom USA, the zone commitment, he may have to sooner rather than later. The pay-per-view is $74.99. People are bitching and complaining about it. The same media, and I know they're going to be there, that are going to be at the fight are the same ones who tell you the stream fights. Also the same ones who say, don't buy this fight, don't buy that fight. Not understanding that when you don't support one fight, how that adversely, sometimes directly affect another fight or future fights, even fights involving other promotional companies. They don't understand the damage that they're doing. But yeah, these are the people that can get approved for events. So I want y'all to know here on this channel, one of the reasons why I'm doing a new format where we have the live streams and we talk about these issues, so you can call me out if I'm on some bullshit. Because if I see somebody say, yo, TstreeT, for example, a guy was saying, yo, TstreeT, Robert Blake, commenter, you know, he's been saying the same shit for months now. TstreeT, why don't you go look up the reason why the pay-per-views are so high and they're dying? Because the networks and the broadcasters take 50% and the other 50% is split with the boxers and promoters and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I read the comments. So what I do is I go research that shit and come back to you. It's not like it's not like I don't know that motherfucking Eddie Hearn is struggling here in the States. He's having some big issues. He's got 16 dates to fill in the States. What fighters do they have? Yes, he's got a solid stable, but that ain't no stable to carry no 16 dates. The Kansas show didn't sell no tickets. We know that, but yeah, people like TstreeT like women. Like women. Nitpickers. TstreeT, you talking about Wilder Fury ticket sales, but you ain't talking about like every video, right? And it was like this during the Mayweather Pacquiao saga. I've been through it all. I've been on YouTube for 8 years now. People are like, oh, you talking about Mayweather with his hands, but you're not talking about how big Manny Pacquiao. Every video, people want you to address both sides. No. Go watch all my other videos. I cover all boxing. In fact, I cover more boxing than your favorite channel. The top channels. So, the tickets, after looking at everything, after looking at all the factors, as I've said, from all the comments people have told me, from, you know, TstreeT, it's not the fires. You can't blame the fires. The fires are motherfucking far away from motherfucking LA. TstreeT is not the holidays. You can't blame that. They should have known already. Wilder is just not known. I've read all the comments. I get what you're saying. Is that a spider? Is that a spider? Is that a spider? Sometimes they descend from the ceiling on me. The little tiny ones. You could never be too careful around here. I've looked at all the factors, everything, and I've come to the conclusion that ticket sales were too expensive, and also they waited too long to secure the venue. Do you know why they lost the Barclays Center? To Michelle Obama's book. In fact, let's go look at it. I should have did a whole video on it back then. I talked about it in a video, but I didn't title the video. It was some old other shit I talked about. Barclays Center events. December the 1st, Michelle Obama. Where's it at? Now, did you know that I forgot the exact details, but the fight was headed toward New York. It was very, very close. Everything was done. They were prepping the press tour and everything. It was headed toward New York. And then I remember the news and actually watching on the news that they didn't think that Michelle Obama's book would do that big, if that makes sense. They didn't think it would be as popular as it is, to the point where they didn't feel that they needed. Let's go to the full screen. They didn't feel that they needed a big ass fucking 20,000 seat arena. This is what's happening on December the 1st. This is what Wilder Fury lost out to. Now, when, in regards to the fight versus in LA versus New York, Barclays Center has a reputation of having large walk-up, like ticket sales. People have been saying that Wilder versus Ortiz had sold out. It didn't sell out. However, it did very well and had very strong walk-up attendance. Sellout would means that you have all of the upper bowls and all that shit, everything open. They can say it's sold out in regards to the tickets they had available. They do say that sometimes. For example, at every post-fight press conference at the Barclays Center, Lou DiBella comes in with either his motherfucking Coors Light or his Corona can or some shit, and he says, oh, by the way, the ticket sales were here with 12,000 or such and such sold. Every post-fight press conference. They even announce it on the loudspeaker in there. On the paperwork, the bout sheets they give you they give the media after the fights. They even tell you on there how many tickets were sold. They don't try to hide the shit. I just feel that these tickets were too expensive. I just feel that these tickets were too expensive. You know? And maybe, obviously we don't know all the details, but I think that as soon as they couldn't get Vegas, that they should have sealed up Barclays Center immediately. The LA market is there, yeah, but it's kind of finicky over there, even though you have like the celebrities and everything. But New York does too. It's New York. But however, you know, they're doing the right thing. They're making the bold moves in regards to making sure Deontay Wilder, they're doing their best to make sure he becomes a star. For example, I got to make sure I DVR every episode of First Take today, Wednesday, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, because one of these guys got to appear on First Take, right? Or something. Via satellite. I just hope that this pay-per-view exceeds expectations, because you already have people talking about their motherfucking streaming because it's $75. And in regards to the undercard are good fights, but they're showcase fights. Nothing is at stake for the guys like Joe Joyce, Luis Ortiz. Jared Swift Hurd is an exemption. We got to do a separate video on him because, after all, he is a unified champion. His fight is a comeback fight. There's an exemption right there because, you know, he's working off the shoulder rust injury. He's not taking 2+ years off like Keith Thurman, even though people don't believe it. But Keith Thurman's reasons for taking off is legitimate. It's just sad, man. It's just sad seeing these ticket sales, especially when people saying, TstreeT, you shouldn't talk about that stuff. TstreeT, don't do it. And I'd be like, what the fuck? They'd be like, TstreeT, don't talk about how the ticket sales. Don't do it. Or, like I said earlier, with the people like, oh, but you ain't talking about Eddie Hearn ticket sales. You should be supporting because you're an American. That shit, that's not how media should be working. I don't know where y'all getting this shit from. I'm supposed to support Wilder because he's American? I'm supposed to hide the truth? Understand that, unfortunately, through a bad past, I'm a convicted felon. So, no, we're not hiding the truth. I've been through criminal cases and shit. No, the truth comes out. We don't play that shit here. I'm supposed to talk about some of the shit, but not all the shit. That's a rat mentality. I don't know what your logic be when it be like, you're not talking about Eddie Hearn and his ticket sales. You getting a check from Eddie Hearn. Where do y'all get this shit from? Because I got some gloves in the background? Truth be told, I'm supposed to been hang shit up all on these walls, truth be told. It's supposed to be all kind of shit hanging up back here. It's just that I sat those there. And I was like, fuck it, I got to have something back there. I remember years ago, before I had all this shit, this digital shit, I used to have one glove hanging up on the wall. Or before I got here, I had a whole bunch of fucking funny, random ass black and white pictures on my wall. Y'all be on some weirdo shit, for real. My job is to cover the fights. My job is to sell tickets. Shouldn't care how I do it. Especially when I look at the level of scum media they allow into these events. And now I call it like it is. Because they don't tell y'all the truth. They sugarcoat narratives because you're their fan base. So therefore they can't alienate. So they got to stick to their shit. I don't think that many of them are genuinely racist. They just know that that's the easy buck to get to you. The closed-minded nigga mentality. And I can say it. They know how to get to you and tell you all kind of bullshit and you believe it. Anthony Joshua is the A-side, though. If he wants this fight to happen, it happens. But however, Deontay Wilder can't go out there headhunting. He can't go out there headhunting. We know that Deontay Wilder, as I've said, I'm going to continue to say it, he can be losing every single round, but he will knock your fucking ass out. Tyson Fury is the better, superior boxer. But however, he can't get caught up and try to make a show, even though his best bet is to go out there and win at any cost and not try to make it a show and show off and try to fucking slide and slip punches. That shit with Wilder's awkward style is going to get you knocked the fuck out, Tyson Fury. Don't get on the ropes and try to... Don't do it. Don't do it. Sorry, Miss Michelle Obama. I still hold out confidence that ticket sales are going to pick up on fight day during the weigh-in, because we got the press conference today, the final press conference for the main card. Tomorrow's the undercard press conference. Friday's the weigh-in. And then, of course, Saturday's the fight. So what we're going to do is, like I said, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:40 a.m. in the morning, Wednesday, November the 28th. So on the weigh-in, we're going to go look at ticket sales again. And just go from there. Please subscribe. I'll links to my social media right down below in the description box. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live.